Okay, and we're probably back, or not, or I just continued because I don't know. The videos are too short. There are many ways it could break down. Sarah, oh, I honestly don't even want to start with Reccoa. That just. But then there's also like real throwaway characters like Kakarkon. Fine, Gates. Short route. We'll bundle it in with Reccoa's, because that's also a short route. So they can go together. Just knocking the Titans out here.
Gates launching. All right, here we go.
Just sitting here, wrapped in the silence of my cockpit. I feel so relaxed.
You're very calm, Rosalia.
Silence of your cockpit, you're in space. It's in space, no one can hear you monologue. Unless you hold the talk button down.
Finish. The enemy. It's over.
You're gonna die!
Oh, and of course the shield absorbed that. And, oh boy. Oh boy! Oh, wow! I'm just getting smashed immediately. Fantastic.
Captured by the enemy's Zeta terminal.
Okay, Fa needs to die. Fa needs to die. Come on. No, don't you... Okay, we got her. That was by no means necessary for the plot, just necessary for me to help keep my sanity a little bit. How did he attack through my attack? I was not in front of him. Okay, it's a good thing I have recover equipped, but I still have a full minute of this that I have to somehow survive. How did that not kill the Nemo? Whoa, okay, that's moving through space.
What are you doing? You're through.
And that would have been me dead. Oh, Camille, you know what? Well, I can't transform anymore, which has me at something of a disadvantage. But I only have to stay alive for another 6 seconds.
What?
Ultra.
Go ahead, blow up Rosamia.
No way.
There we go. I'm probably gonna have to upgrade this mobile suit. Even though it's another one that's gonna cost me top tier in battle points.
We're heading back.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's the last mission for... You know, I'll put one level into it, but it's amazing how quickly all those points just up and disappeared, isn't it?
Gates Kappa heading out.
Gym 2, or Gym
We'll
Mark
put the
2.
AU near the main force.
Yeah, the second iteration of Trash Can is just more trash.
Son, what happened?
Where are you, brother? Brother?
Hell, officially, the powered gym had better maneuverability.
Somebody stop her.
The problem, of course, being that, oh, it was expensive.
Where are you?
Always the excuse for how you get ace machines in this universe. Oh, we wanted to mass produce it, but the damn thing is just too pricey. Like, well, you know, if you guys want to, I don't know, win fights, maybe you should think about actually paying for something.
You're not my brother.
I mean, I know the Soviets made some magic happen in World War II with the T-45. T-35? I don't know, the one that was like 20 times cheaper than a German Panther 6. Because they worked out that for the German, I think it's no, not Panther 6, Panzer 6, also known as the Tiger 1 heavy tank. For the price of one of those, you could build, I think it was like 10 Shermans or 20 T-35s. Whatever the Russian tank at the time was.
Go down.
I mean, sure, if you can make it that cheap, I just feel sorry for the guys that were, you know, in those tanks. And not just because they were basically signing up to pilot or operate cannon fodder, but also because those tanks were incredibly cramped and uncomfortable. Because considerations like that were obviously... If they'd made those sorts of considerations, those tanks would have been like 10 times or 20 times cheaper than the German equivalent. Yeah, I think it was 10 times, not 20. 20 sounds extreme. But then again, who knows? The reality can, in fact, be substantially stranger than fiction. There is an organism that exists called the Man-O-War that is not actually a multi-celled organism. It's a group of single-celled organisms that live symbiotically in a colony, which means that the macro-scale thing that we witnessed that looks vaguely like a jellyfish is actually a kind of biological ship in which these many highly specialized species operate as though they were cells that are part of organs. But they're not, because they're actually all different species. Moral of the story, sometimes shit be weird. This has been Biology Class with Nex. Try to avoid shady companies which talk about bringing dead cells back to life. That's just life advice right there. You know, you'd figure with like a crazy powerful beam shock. Oh, ho, ho, that's actually gotten me pretty close to death. I've got loads of beam ammo, and oh, and there's my recover gone. Fly, Boundock, fly. Oh, his shield absorbed it. Just keep hacking on those guys so that I can build up more recover for when I need it for a change. How did none of it hit? How did none of it hit? God, it's like literally fighting the murder rabbit from Monty Python. Just lunges like 30 feet across the field to tear the guy's throat out.
We're heading back.
That it? There we go. Okay, Gate. He lived. The Boundock's another one I don't enjoy using. So then, Reccoa time. I forgot we started off with a Masala. Ally battle gauge. Oh, fun. A defensive mission, because we all love defensive missions where we're responsible for babysitting a bunch of... Oh, God.
Where is the AU mobile suit team? This is the way I've chosen to live my life. I've burned my bridges with the AU.
Yes, but why, though? That's established, but why? That's of course that's not going to hit. And that's even less likely to hit. And I would have dodged that if it wasn't for the weird space drift in this particular map, which is endlessly frustrating. Well, at least I'm in a nice artillery mobile suit that can just endlessly spam shoulder cannons, just like the gun tank from back in the day. I mean, one of the issues is, of course, the types of attacks that are available. Or at least the inputs, being a console game. The inputs for attacks that are available are limited. So, oh boy. Okay, that's bad. If we lose another Barzam... Great! How did that happen? We had Recover equipped.
I'm withdrawing.
Did I friendly fire more often than I thought I would? We lost 7 units that quickly. Oh, that's just great. That's fantastic. Great start with Reccoa. I'm definitely feeling a tang or a pang or whatever Prussians in expecting that this was gonna suck.
This is the way I've
This
chosen
time,
to fight.
perhaps being slightly more conscientious of friendly fire and, I don't know, trying to draw fire away from my allies. Because I have to be defending Barzams.
I can still fight. You. I can still fight.
Yeah.
You.
Because that's established Reccoa, but it's the usual thing where defensive missions are the worst. One of the earliest games that had the complexity, you know, as opposed to something like a platformer, where you would have a defensive mission that I ever played in my life, there's one Barzam down already, was Mech Commander Gold. And there was a defensive mission in that, and I absolutely hated it. You had to escort, I think it was 5 ambulances. That's the second Barzam. You had to escort 5 ambulances across the map, and you had no control over when they started moving or stopped moving. They would just go. Mia left for some reason.
Don't get in my way.
And you got a bonus. I must have friendly fired like crazy because I'm doing a lot better now. Granted, I'm also being a lot more aggressive now, using myself as a meat shield. Not a role I enjoy. I have people for that. See, it's lines like I have people for that that are why I don't do strategy games.
I'm returning.
Because you'd get a lot of that, and worse. Alice Athene. Okay, so... in the canon, all of these weapons could be used simultaneously. They don't interfere with each other. I mean, there would be things like weight that would be considered, but we're not that hard in the science fiction department. So the scattering beam cannon, I've never liked them. In mobile suits that have them, I've avoided using them. That's out. The shield missile, reminiscent of the Gyan, equally worthless. I always go with the large missiles. Because they're slow, but they hit hard. I mean, they're technically intended for anti-ship use, but
It's begun.
the same goes for like a Dom or a Zaku bazooka. It doesn't make them any less effective at blowing up other mobile suits. Apart from the fact that you'd probably be able to carry a lot less ammo.
Follow me. Our target is the Cubulet. You two, swing
Oh
your blade.
boy, we're fighting Haman.
Obviously, you're unaware of what this Cubulet can do.
Oh no, I know what it can do, Haman. That's why you can have a missile.
But you can't keep that up forever.
Sarah, would you back off? I will keep blowing you up. Scirocco has to live, you don't.
Realized how powerful Scirocco was.
But I won't let a mere mobile suit beat me.
Wow, I just tagged Scirocco because the angle there was terrible.
This is our chance to finish the Cubulet.
Oh, I just blew up Sarah. This isn't where she's... oh no, is this where she's supposed to die? It is, yes, okay. That explains it. Does Scirocco just get up my ass and eat a missile for his trouble? Well, Kotz is dead again anyway.
Sarah, what did you do to her?
You've been very kind to me, Cox. Run away and be quick about it.
You know, this is a double-barreled weapon that seems fairly potent, but I can't actually stun the Cubulet. It's just not working. Go figure.
Reccoa, fall back to the ship.
Okay, oh wow! The AI paced them to stun lock me in a chain. That's great. I love that. Yeah, I can do that too. Come on. This is yet another mobile suit designed by the man himself, Optimus Scirocco. You know, I can't believe that they got rid of the trope for mimetic sex god, because I swear it was a thing, and I swear he was listed. I ought to know. I spent enough time on TV tropes that I would qualify as one of those people who can claim that TV tropes ruined my life.
Too slow. Not bad.
Some teamwork, but I'll take them.
Not bad.
What?
Don't hit me like
Yeah, I can always just dump all the missile, but I'm close to death. Yeah, and this beam has no tracking either. That just makes it worse. She leaving? Okay, finally. Oh yeah, I gotta recall the funnels. Besides, in terms of visual presence, putting the missiles on the Palace Athene does give it the most weight, you know? Yeah, I think we could do it a little bit more. Yeah, that seems good.
Reccoa unit, heading out. It's begun. All right.
I mean, the fact that Gundam Evolution as a game is coming out, and that it's going to be free to play in that whole business, that was actually something I wasn't even aware of until I was just like... Because I was trying to find the name of the... Oh, nope. Okay, great. Great. I'm going to lose this one first attempt, too. I can tell. Oh, and the Zeta Gundam's here! How fun!
I'm not an enemy, I'm an ally!
Actually, he can't be stunned, so I could just dump the entire rack into him and it would all... Oh, I forgot about that. If you just fire the missiles like I just did, the first one will actually detonate the second one with its blast. I used to set it in the multiplayer with the infinite ammo thing on, and just fire it continuously, and the explosions would slowly walk back to the Palace Athene, and you would stun yourself. That's actually a fun detail that I found out just screwing around.
Watson's dead. So is Captain Hector.
He's strong.
Hey, can I get close enough to melee without eating a beam saber in return? I can! Oh, thanks, Yazan. I feel fantastic. That was great. Well, he's low, but I'm lower, and I have a funny feeling that Yazan's going to end up using that recover that I could really use myself, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I love these missiles. Yeah, they're slow and they're difficult to deploy, but yeah, when they do connect, it is just devastating. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Hey, look, Yazan survived. Now, I didn't get a chance to play in any of the betas or the network stress testing they're doing for Gundam Evolution, and I'm inclined not to trust the trailer, especially today. But a first-person cross-universe Gundam game with a free-to-play model, the free-to-play model concerns me for other reasons. Because, I mean, obviously, companies are companies.
Reccoa, you
They employ, hundreds, thousands, whatever people. They need to turn a profit because all those people have bills to pay and food that they need to buy and so forth and so on. So whenever you have a free-to-play model, you know that somebody somewhere is going to be paying, and you just hope, potentially that it isn't the game with some kind of, like, really scummy tactic or strategy. Because that's happened plenty as is.
Didn't you hear Cox's voice a little while ago? Cox? What happened to Cox? He's dead.
What?
Captain Henkin is dead too. Don't tell me you didn't feel something.
I see. So that's
Everyone. And when those two died, everyone cried in their hearts for them. But you know, Reccoa, I don't think anyone will shed a tear for you when you're gone. Is that what you want?
I don't care if nobody weeps for me. This is the way I've chosen to live my life.
Who do you think you're kidding, Reccoa? Is
Yeah.
this your idea of a woman's logic?
Be quiet. Because I am a woman. That's why I'm here today. That's why I'm
Actually, I think this is Reccoa's idea of the anti-logic, as in something that makes absolutely no sense for no reason.
You can't tell me what to do.
This was astonishingly easy, but then again, Emma is piloting the Super Gundam Mark II, which is a nightmare to work with. Besides, like I said, if you can connect with those anti-ship heavy missiles, oh, baby. Makes their eyes water. I got an evasion rate of 100%. Oh, yeah, because the warm-up on that beam. God help you. See, I can't even be happy with this ending. Screw Reccoa. Traitor! Traitor! There's a circle in hell specifically reserved for the crap you pulled. That's Reccoa and Gates. Not sure how long it was. So maybe you'll see me segue directly into Sarah, or maybe not.